Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome to part 3 of my Sonic Timeline theory. This time we are entering the New Faces era. That's what I'm calling it. And at the start of this era, we have Sonic Adventure DX. Uh, yeah, everyone meets up again. Sonic reunites with Tails and Knuckles and Amy, and they all say long time no see. And this is also when this is also the last time when Dr. Robotnik is known as Dr. Robotnik. They start calling him Eggman. In this, and then by the events of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, he has fully embraced the name Eggman. So this is also when we get to see This is also when we get to see Chaos and Tikal, Gamma, Big, lots of characters, and Cream the Rabbit also makes a few appearances in the adventure games. She's just in the background. She has not been officially introduced as of yet. As an actual character, she has not been officially introduced yet. So none of the characters know who she is. They don't know who this rabbit girl is flying around. So after Adventure DX, we get Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and the introduction to fan favorite character Shadow the Hedgehog. Edgy the Hedgy. Mr. Edgy the Hedgy himself. And of course, everybody knows how that game goes. Everybody knows the story of that game. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 are arguably some of the best games in the Sonic franchise. So after that, Shadow is presumed dead. At the end of that game, and things seem to go back to normal for a while. Things seem to go back to normal for a time. Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Amy all end up going on an adventure together in Sonic Advance. And then in Sonic Advance 2, Cream joins them when her mother Vanilla gets captured by Eggman. And then Sonic Advance 3 happens shortly after the events of Sonic Advance 2. The whole Advance trilogy takes place during this time. Because Shadow has not been reintroduced, and we know it has to take place during this time because Shadow is no longer part of the cast, as of this time. He's not part of the cast. Rouge is still working for Gun, so she would not be going on this adventure with Sonic and team. So this is the best time for the Advanced Trilogy to happen. Then Sonic Heroes. After Sonic Advance 3, Sonic just kind of goes off on his own. And then Sonic Heroes takes place. And teams are formed. Amy and Cream team up together, and they enlist the help of Big. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all team up together. Team Chaotix is reintroduced with a brand new member. Mighty left the team to go do his own thing, and they replaced him with Charmy Bee. And then Rouge enters one of Eggman's secret bases finds Shadow and Omega and ends up forming a team with the two of them. Shadow doesn't remember anything. Shadow has no memory at all of his past and all the events that happened in Sonic Adventure 2. So our four teams are set. And they all head off to stop Dr. Eggman for their own purposes. Then after that, the next game in the timeline is Shadow the Hedgehog. Where Shadow wants to learn about his past. He wants all his memories back, and the Black Arms, an alien race, shows up and starts attacking the planet, led by Black Doom. He gathers the Chaos Emeralds, defeats Black Doom, and regains all of his memories. After that, it leads into the events of Sonic Battle. And we know that Sonic Battle has to take place next because in Sonic Battle, Shadow has most of his memories, and he is working with Rouge. He's not working with Gun as of yet, but Rouge is trying to convince him to join Gun. So we know it has to take place here because the next game in the timeline, Sonic the Hedgehog 06, Shadow is, in fact, working with Gun. So he did end up joining Rouge and started working with Gun after the events of Sonic Battle. And then Sonic 06 introduces Silver the Hedgehog and Blaze the Cat. And there is a reason why I have this before Sonic Rush. It's because when Blaze the Cat first hears about a blue hedgehog, she finds it very strange. If Sonic Rush had happened before Sonic 06, there would have been some acknowledgement. There would the Sonic team, they're pretty consistent. They have been pretty consistent up to this point. They've been pretty consistent about keeping things keeping the continuity mostly clear, mostly understandable. So I find it hard to believe that she would not remember Sonic from the Sonic Rush games. So instead, I believe this game predates Sonic Rush. I firmly believe that this game predates Sonic Rush in the timeline, and she just finds it so weird that there's a blue hedgehog. So, and that her saying blue hedgehog, that's not her recognizing Sonic. That is her saying being confused. Like, what, a blue hedgehog? So I firmly believe that is where Sonic 06 takes place. Of course, by the end of the game, all the events of Sonic 06 are erased, and everyone has forgotten about the events of Sonic 06. Except, potentially, Silver. Silver and Blaze potentially don't forget about the events because they're from the future. That's still kind of up in the air whether or not they actually did forget or not. We're still not quite sure. But it seems like when we see Silver again, he knows who Sonic is. He recognizes Sonic. So it seems very likely that he has all of his memories from Sonic 06, and it's hard to say whether or not Blaze remembers Sonic 06 because she never interacts with Sonic in 06. She never once interacts with him. So it's hard to say whether or not she remembers the events of 06. But I imagine those two probably do remember the events. Everyone else has completely forgotten. And that's it. That's it. The new Faces era of Sonic games is those 9 titles. So next up is the Rivals era. And that has 7 games in it. So I hope you will all join me for part 4. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And I will see you all in the next episode for part 4. Take care, everybody.